Hello everyone, you're welcome to this channel. My name is Aris Daniel. Kindly click on the red button to subscribe, like this video so it can be recommended to many other people, and help us share if possible. Kindly help us be a part of this community and help us build this channel. Alright, I won't like this video to be long, so today I will be looking at, or we will be talking about, the biography of late Pa Akindayomi and Pastor Adeboye of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. We'll be looking at their biography and in reference to a movie titled The Covenant Church. All right, at first when I saw ENOCH, the movie from this that was to be released, or that is to be released from the stables of Solid Rock in collaborations with the Mount Zion Film Productions, I thought that is the only movie that is done to talk about I thought that is the only movie, or that is the first of its kind, that will address the biography of Pa Akindayomi and Pastor Adeboye. But unknowing to me, there has been a movie that has been done to talk about their biography, and the movie is titled Covenant Church. That movie was released in 2006 by some Nollywood stars. It was released in 2006, and the movie tells the story of the late Pa Akindayomi and Pastor Adeboye of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. I know many of you do not know, so actually I did not know that there has been a movie like this before, up until today when I saw a comment on my Facebook page, Rechabite Media. Then it now dawned on me that a movie like this has actually been done. This is not in any way a spoiler. I still want to see what Mount Zion and Solid Rock have to offer with ENOCH. I think they will bring in new dynamics and new aspects that has not been touched by Covenant Church. I think new aspects will be touched in ENOCH. So I'm still anticipating, and let us all still anticipate ENOCH. I think ENOCH will be out later this year. So without talking too much, let's dive in straight into the biography. All right, the movie was released in 2006. Adeboye in the movie was played by Moses Lai Balogun, and Akindayomi was played by Kunle Abogunloke. Sorry if I'm not getting the pronunciations right. Foluke was played by Modupe George, and young Adeboye was played by Toby Anjola, and small Adeboye was played by Ibrahim Yusuf. Pa Adeboye was played by Sunday Afolabi, and Ma Adeboye was played by Remi Abiola, and young Akindayomi played by Fatima Isukomi, and small Akindayomi was played by Momo Isa, and Pa Akindayomi was played by Yetunde Martins, and Ma Akindayomi was played by Fumi Martins, and Esther was played by Temidayo Ayorinde. These were the cast of the movie. So Richard Mofe Damijo RMD plays Bro Benga, and Norbert Young plays Baba Aladura, and Shegun Arinze plays Oshogo Pastor, and Saidu Balogun plays Dr. Ade. And it's a movie generally based on the biography of Pa Akindayomi and Pastor Adeboye. In the movie, you could see Pa Akindayomi narrating his story till later on he passed on, and Adeboye also narrating his story till where Redeem is right now. All right, the screenplay of that particular movie was done by Charles Novia. The story was developed by Okpe Banwo. The costumer was Ayen Bamifo. Sorry if I'm not getting the pronunciations right. The DOP on the set of the movie was Tunde Adekoya, and the assistant director of photography was Samuel Ogundikpe. The continuity was managed by Sonny, and the music was done by Kunle Ajayi, Yemi Esho, Soji Israel, and others. It was produced by June Jack and Kingsley Atoe, and the line producer was Happy Novia, the executive producer Okpe Banwo, and the assistant director Shola Fregene. Sorry if I'm not getting the pronunciations right. It was produced and directed by Charles Novia. All right, now let's talk about the story and the biography of Pa Akindayomi and Pastor Adeboye, using Covenant Church movie as a reference. So according to the movie, Pa Akindayomi was born in 1905 in Ondo town, and he was born into a family that the parents were idol worshippers, and they believed in idols so much. And right from childhood, his mother said there was something special about him, in the sense that anytime he was sick and he was administered drugs from herbalists, it would not cure him, it gets worse. but if he was given ordinary water, he gets healed immediately. That was what his mother discovered about him. So at a very tender age, this made him have a burning desire for God, and he hated anything idols. So he had a burning desire for God at a very tender age, and he wanted to serve God from a very tender age. So at 18, Pa Akindayomi joined the Christian Missionary Society, and he was baptized and named Josiah Olufemi Akindole. That was the name he was given at his baptism. So in 1931, he joined the Cherubim and Seraphim in Ondo town that was founded by Moses Arimolade, and that was played by Nobet Young, and he began to hear the voices. He began to hear voices telling him that he's called into ministry or that he's called to serve, but he wanted to be a successful trader. Pa Akindayomi, at his early days, he had the vision or purpose of wanting to become a successful trader, and he refused the voice of God that was calling him to serve, and not until he kept rejecting the voice of God that was calling him to serve, he was struggling. He was doing his farming business, he was doing his sellings and all that, because he wanted to dodge the calling of God upon his life. Not until one night he was inflicted by an evil spirit, and then when he was inflicted by an evil spirit, he woke up from the dream and started shouting and was crying in pain. Then God asked him if he is ready to serve, and he agreed that he is ready to serve. Then God told him immediately to leave his hometown and move on foot without any form of transportation to Ile-Ife. Without transport, he should move on foot to Ile-Ife without transport. At this point, he was not yet married. So he then told God to give him a sign, because despite he couldn't speak English, when he opened the Bible, he could understand. God told him in the Revelation to read a particular portion of the Bible, and he read it and he could understand it despite the fact that he couldn't understand English. So he began his journey to Ile-Ife. So when he arrived at Ile-Ife, he met some brethren of the Cherubim and Seraphim struggling to raise Baba Aladura, who just passed on. So he met them praying and trying to raise him from the dead. Then when he saw the sight, Pa Akindayomi moved closer and told them to stop, that God wants to use it, that he is not dead, he's only asleep. God wants to use it to strengthen their faith. And then he prayed, and then Pa Aladura woke up from the dead. So when Aladura woke up from the dead, subsequently Aladura told him that God told him that he should go back. Pa Aladura handed over a bell and a Bible to him. I think that was what Mount Zion is depicting in the poster of Enoch, the bell and the Bible. So he handed over a bell and the Bible to him and told him that God wants him to serve. So Pa Aladura told him that he has to go back to Ondo, his town, and pay up all his debts and release all the concubines that he was living with, and give out the only room that he inherited from his father. That was the instruction from Pa Aladura to Pa Akindayomi. So Pa Aladura told Pa Akindayomi that for him to be successful in ministry, he needs to get a wife. He can't just stay like that. He needs to get a wife. So I think God spoke to him. God spoke to Pa Akindayomi and revealed a certain young lady named Esther to Pa Akindayomi. And then Pa Akindayomi sent a woman to Esther's family to tell her that she is going to be his wife. Esther refused because she did not want to marry him, because he had nothing, he had no job, and he didn't have money. And then after so much persuasion from aunties, and I think her auntie took her to another priest to confirm, because that priest is a great seer as well, to confirm if the words from Pa Akindayomi that she is going to be his wife is true. And then when they went to that particular priest, the priest confirmed that yes, she is his wife. And then Esther refused to marry him, but because of that confirmation, Esther agreed to marry him. And then Pa Akindayomi got married in 1941 at the Cherubim and Seraphim Church in Lagos. So that was where the story of Pa Akindayomi was on hold. Then moving to the story of Pastor Adeboye. Pastor Adeboye was born in Ifewara, and it was a village that was dominated by many witches. His dad was named Adejare, and something happened one day when Pastor Adeboye something happened one day in the family that made the family know that his destiny is going to be brighter than anyone from that village. His parents had gone to farm very early in the morning or something like that, and then Adeboye woke up. He was still a small child. He he woke up and then he could not find his parents. He was playing with other children, and then when he asked where his parents were, they did not know. They told him that they had gone to farm, and this is somebody that I think he has never been to that farm before, and the farm was very, very far, I think kilometers away from home. And then on his own, he went into the village as a small boy, I think a boy of 6 or 7 or so. He went into the village as a small boy and was checking in search of his parents who had gone to the farm. So when he was searching and searching, he entered into a thick forest, and then from nowhere a white dog just appeared from nowhere. And then when the dog appeared, the dog mysteriously led him to the farm where his parents were. And then when his parents saw him, they were surprised. That incident made his parents believe that this child must be a special child. They were like, who led you here? And then he was like, it is a white dog. And they were like, where is this white dog? And it was strange to them. That incident made them to know that this is a special child